Ready Pop. Music changing lives.
Hello, welcome to another Music Changing Lives podcast. Today we're live at Ready Pop Studios. I'm joined with OSP, one of our riser artists. Thank you for coming. If you just want to go down and introduce yourselves.
Yeah, man. Esa Kwame, OSP. No pressure without that.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Subject, Skyrise Studios, OSP. I've got a bit of Pesh and a bit of Weng, but we'll talk about that later.
That's it.
Yeah, myself, Blackz. Always been wenging with the Pesh from long time, since the Pesh and the Wengson. You know, like that, since the Pesh and Wengson. So I've been there from...
So how long have you guys been together?
Since 2014, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
A long time, yeah. It's been a while. But even prior to that, outside of music, we've all known each other. Our families known each other for centuries.
So it wasn't a matter of like having to find people to be in the group or anything. It was just you knew it was going to be...
It's it's a very organic thing where we kind of matched what our abilities were. We could see like, you know what, it makes sense. This makes sense. You know, I've always wanted to, let's see what I would, you know what I mean? It's one of them things. And then we see how well it kind of gelled and we're like, you know what? I need to make this more permanent.
So today we're going to look at Call Me, which is, I think by the time this was released, it's not going to be your latest single, but it's one of your most recent singles.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Call Me out of all of the tracks, really?
Call Me, really, it's a kind of just to show a different side to us musically as well, and with in regards to like our kind of lyrical content that we want to bring and the vibe that we want to bring. As much as the first time round when we was doing this kind of thing, it was like we may have got kind of the wrong image across where we were too kind of peaceful and too this, but with this kind of single here, it shows like, they've got that side. They're talking about this.
Yeah.
Okay, so it shows the more reality of how we're living as well, and what we actually think, how our process goes when it comes towards those kind of subjects.
What, out of interest, what would you call your group, like genre-wise? Because we talk about this in the office quite a lot. So we say hip-hop collective.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's the best way to put it. That's the best way to put it. Like,
A UK hip-hop collective.
That's it. But do you know what? Even on that though, like our music can even hit worldwide, you know, because it's so broad and like it can touch all. Like the thing is, even though it's like hip hop, there you can find all different kinds of genres in there hidden somewhere. So it's like it's an amalgamation. It's almost like when you say N-dubs, what genre of music that they do, they just say it's N-dubs music. Same way with us, it's just OSP. I don't think there's anyone making the kind of music we're making.
No, there's not.
So it's
What I like about you guys is each song's different, but you can feel the same vibe. If you know what I mean. So you're like, this is an OSP track. Yeah, this is cool.
100%.
But, I'm glad you answered that question because we've had debates in the office as to what to call you guys. So
that's cool. Man.
So like, we're going to go into Call Me in a minute, but in a general sort of sense, how is your creative process? What does it go? How does it happen?
Well,
is it different every time, or
it can vary, to be honest. Because in the start and even still to now, it can be like a case of I might be working on a project at home and have like a few like stems, a few ideas of things. Give it to another friend of ours that like Craggle, shout out Craggle, you know what I mean? Craggle Beats.
Yeah,
shout him out. But I might like go to him for a bit of like elevation within it, like the structure within like the beats and you know what I mean, drum patterns and all these things. And then from there, I might present it to the man them and say, "Yo, I've got this idea, I've got this hook, for you know what I mean," or just general zest of what I got for it. And then from there, it blossoms into a madness, or even sometimes Silqe will come through with a full production ready, and he'll just say, "Listen, this is my verse. You two, man, you ready?" And we're like, "Yup."
So is it usually the beat that comes first and then the vocals or the hook, or
sometimes?
The majority of the time, yes, but there are some which are kind of conceptual before the beat. So sometimes an idea will come and we either look for a beat or we make a beat. Sometimes we make a beat from scratch. I mean, there's no one way we do it. There is no one way we do it.
Do you adapt as you go along? So you all have your separate verses and that.
Yeah.
Do you listen to one verse and then go, I'm going to do this, and then you might change the beat to fit that, or?
You know what? That can happen. That can
Yeah.
happen. Do you know what? Even like with the bars, like there's always like a friendly competition
Yeah, yeah.
in the camp.
course.
So like if somebody says something wild, we're like,
Boy.
you know what?
You got to up your game.
All right, yeah, gotta
Come
go
back
back,
again,
go
man.
back to the drawing
Put a
board,
weak
and
extension on that track there. Just
exactly.
burst that. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, with sometimes like the lyrics can inform the beat. So we might have a lyric where you drop out part of the drums or drop out part of the melody or add in like a sound effect here and whatnot. And it's this, yeah. So we build it as we go, innit? There's no, I don't think we've ever gone with a beat and been like, that's it.
Yeah, no, we
There's
always have like a skeleton of
Yeah.
a beat there, like a blueprint, and then we always just like, oh right, we can actually move that up there, and like Esa saying, we can just change that and drop that out, and that makes like the lyrics that sit on top of it just elevate even more. You know what I mean?
I think we got one. Wasn't When? Isn't When still
from
the same
Craggle.
arrangement that it was?
No, but it wasn't because we changed the whole arrangement.
Ah.
And
You,
we sort-
you would know better because it was you guys.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
no,
we
that's
changed-
right. It
we
went
changed
back
the
to
whole
the
arrangement
vocals.
like that.
All right, ignore me, people.
And I'm excited to get into Call Me in a minute. But do you also ever listen to like an artist and go, I want to take that vibe and do something better, or like, I like that sort of thing they're doing, I want to do this? Or is it completely, I'm just in the mood I'm in, I'm going to make this track?
I personally will take inspiration from anywhere, but it's been a long time since I've wanted to. When you're doing something like that, it's like you're recreating this borrowing. I'm not really interested in borrowing. If you can get influenced and find a tiny something to steal, then yeah, and that happens all the time. Even if you don't consciously do it, it will still happen subconsciously.
Yeah. I remember one time when I was at uni and we had to make this project, and I stayed at home, or I stayed at my mate's house just doing this thing, and we were well proud of it for about 8 hours. And then his mate came home and started singing a song along top of it, like that already existed. And I was like, "Wow, mate, I must have heard that on the radio like the week before or something." But yeah, let's dive into Call Me. So if you guys want to take control of the Mac and just go through whatever you want. So we got the stems on here, we got the actual track.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to break down the stems? Because we got the stems to break down, but is there a story you want to tell? Because I wasn't there for, apart from Judge's keys.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go to the beginning of Call
Yeah,
Me,
yeah.
like in general? Like,
Yeah,
how
well,
did it come about?
Call Me. It was just a vibe. Like a lot of the time when I'm at home, I got like hundreds of ideas and vibes that I feel. Sometimes I go into my little R&B bag, my little melody bag there over there. You get me in out the corner there. Yeah, and yeah, I had this idea and I found this loop, and I just kept listening to it, and I was trying to put basic little kind of hi-hats and snares and drums and stuff around it just to give it a bit of like a little build up and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And when I was doing that same hook was just going around my head, and I thought, you know what, yeah, let me make that official and then try to think of some sort of verse or some sort of intro to how I can do it. But I always had that hook in my head. So from there, I just said to the man, yo, listen to this. Me and Craggle have done da-da-da-da-da. Let me know what you man think, and you know what I mean? So, yeah.
But yeah, dive in. Is that the original loop then?
Yeah. That loop there.
Where did you find the loop?
On Looper, man.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out Looper, man. Shout out whoever made that. I think he's called 41A or something like that on Looper, man. So shout 41A, wherever you at. A. Yeah. See?
Nice. So you had this original loop.
Yeah.
And then did you send the loop over, or is it you had the drums you said?
Yeah. So then from the drums, I just had like a kind of basic drum set. But then from what we've got here is what when I started sending it to Craggle, and he started adding a bit more depth to it, if you know what I'm saying. 808, started adding some snares in there. What else did he add? What like? Yeah.
It's hard for me to not sing along because I know the track.
Yeah. Yeah, that 808 there thumping.
Yeah.
Nice. Gives it a nice little like bounce. Get me? Yeah.
It's quite a bare bones track.
It's very
when I
basic,
when I
that's what I
listened to
mean.
like the release, I didn't realise how bare bones it actually is
Yeah.
until it comes through.
Then where's is that the kick? Yeah, there's the kick there. Not even.
You might want to turn that 808 down. Just throw in the mix.
Yeah. But you can hear that just basic kick there. Then that just loops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nice, man.
A nice little bounce there. So yeah, now it's solo that. So when you put all of that together. Also, yeah, shout out Dave on the keys as well. That's what-
Jadji on the keys.
Yeah.
Show them the keys as well, man.
Bring the keys in.
That came around.
Do you wanna?
Listen,
Yeah, come true.
all right.
All right, so after we got the stems out of Logic and into Reaper, which is what I use, shout out Reaper Massive. To get some extra life, we know a keys player called Jadji, who's
Shout out
absolutely
Jadji.
flipping phenomenal. It's very hard not to swear.
He's a bad boy.
Like, this dude's absolutely amazing. And we played him the track. He sat down, just bounced off a load of things, and I made sure to record it all. And then, stole that, made a final arrangement with all of the keys we got of him on top of what we had already in the vocals. And this is just what Jadji gave us.
Is this just like a one take? Like a
No, so it's I've rendered it as one take, but there's 3 or 4 different instruments going on in there.
was it like quantized at all, or is it just the live
Don't
live
swear.
piano?
Don't swear at Jadji. He'll be highly offended.
His vibes.
Yeah, 4 layers.
A little bounce there. So
It's nice, man. You could just have vocals on top of this.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Tell me I'm see boy, blessing from kings to queens. Don't ever be afraid for me.
So yeah,
Yeah.
get Jadji in to bring the tune to life. Because obviously when you're working off a loop and the drums, I think the drum loop either way, you know what I mean? It will become stagnant after a while, even if it is a 16 loop. I'm not sure with the quantizing on the drums.
Did you give him any guidance, or was
No.
it just like
No,
do
well,
what you think?
We played him the song without this, and that was his guidance. Because there was already vocals on at this point, so he had the full bass structure and vocals to work around.
Nice.
Which, as you can hear, is following the vocals and the tune. This guy's phenomenal on keys. Every time I watch him play, I get jealous. I remember we was at a live jam, and he was playing live, so it's all off the cuff. The musicians are watching each other, trying to follow the artist. He gets a text, starts playing with one hand and replying to the text.
Crazy. He's crazy.
I think that would just annoy me.
Yeah, it did.
Like,
As he was doing it,
why
I
can't I
text
do
him.
that?
I text him something I'm not gonna say.
So nice.
Yeah.
You can't
that play out.
quantize that. He'll die.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Are these stems what you use in your live sets then?
He's an instrumental.
Just the instrumental.
Yeah.
We've not performed anywhere that's kind of stems ready.
No, we haven't yet. We haven't yet.
We're not hit a BBC Live Lounge or nothing. You saying, Beebs?
Yeah. It's coming.
It's got to come, innit?
It's got to come.
Soon come.
It's got to come.
Soon
But yeah,
come.
even when he put down the keys, it was like we was all there. It was whilst we were making the album, and like he put down keys on a few tracks, but this one in particular, like he blew everyone away. Like everyone was just like.
Were you all there when, like, did he record it at home or were you there when he was recording?
He came round, used my keyboard, like my sound bank. He just bought his fingers.
Nice.
Jeez.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just came equipped with his fingers and his sense of humour.
Was it one of them moments where, like, he finished playing and you just sort of were in silent, or were you all over him straight away?
You can't look at him.
Yeah,
like
you can't.
that.
Yeah.
Look away. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was just we was in awe, man, because like that kind of talent, to have that so close to you is crazy. So like, especially, don't really see that every day.
No.
I think we're gassing him up too much, but he
Jeez, that's judgy, bro.
it's needed.
£10 judgy,
Yeah.
£10.
Yeah, he needs his flowers
Each,
because
like,
he's different, man. He
Yeah,
needs
like,
his flowers for real.
100 to Lillian.
Exactly.
Mm.
Rose.
Buy back in flour.
Definitely,
that's
man. Yeah, all of them. Sunflower.
So, anything else you want to add to these about the stems before we move on to the actual track, or?
Yeah, so what else was there that we wanted to...
No, man, that's
Drums,
it's kind of that, you know, because it would literally, like we were saying, we had the skeleton there, we got Craggle to uplift the beat wise, like percussion wise, and then took it to Jaji to add some more melody and life, and we're there.
that was,
Yeah.
Let's move on to the vocals then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go through the release track and just
Alright.
talk through like what you did for vocals, if you want to talk like play your sections.
Yeah, man. Engineer.
Kenji.
This is not my
So
software.
did you have the hook, Blackz? Did you have the hook ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the hook ready.
So was it the skeleton and then with the hook on it, and then
So yeah, what I had is like, what do you mean when I came to the man then with the
yeah. Or
So
was it just the?
it was just
of
the skeleton.
track?
It was just a skeleton, and then I just came like I had it because what I sometimes used to do before I had a mic, to record at home, I'd record it on like a little voice app on my phone, and then just send it in to on my Mac and then match it up. You know what I mean? So it was either that, or I just came in with just the beat and was just like, "Yo, got this hook. Listen to this," and then man were like, "What?"
Yeah,
Went into the booth, recorded it. You know what I mean? And we're there.
Don't ever be afraid to call me. Nah, with anything that you need. Tell me and you shall receive. Yeah, blessing from kings to queens. Don't ever be afraid to call me. Nah, hey, with anything that you need. Tell me and you shall receive. Boy, blessing from kings to queens, yeah.
When we go outside, you walk on the
Yeah,
inside.
man.
You always
Do you know what, even before like that, the hook really did. It was a map for how the song was gonna go, innit? It's
for
really
real.
it informed the whole song, like, and talk through
Yeah.
how you explained it as well.
Well, through the hook is like kind of yeah. You know, like in the sense of in a sometimes in life you always need someone that you can confide in, that you can talk to, that you can express and stuff like that. And a lot of people in this modern age, they don't feel like they can have that person that they can just call at any point for anything. It doesn't have to be just like when they're sad. It could just be just to talk about something. But it's like, yeah, this one here was kind of me coming to the man them saying like, if you've got that special person or whoever that special person is, that's what.
So you give them the blueprint.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
say this is what
yeah.
I've written about.
Yeah.
Come at me with what you've got.
Yeah. But that's the kind of thing that I came with when that's what I had in my head. Like, I'm just thinking how it explains, you know what I mean? Don't ever be afraid to call me. Anything you need, you know what I mean? You'll receive from from your person. So, yeah, that's what I think. That's how I kind of came together with it. And then, yeah.
So who was first to come back with their verse?
Yeah, use you. And then Silqe came in after. Silqe came in after. And then, I finished off mine. Put it on the end. And then Subby went there, just... Yeah. He showed us the dance moves for stage. Yeah.
That's it.
We said we won't tell nobody about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, is there a section in your verse at all that you want to like highlight?
Yeah.
or
What
your
should we
process
go?
of it?
We can go from the top if you want. We can go from the top, and I'll just go through.
From kings to queens, yeah.
When we go outside, you walk on the inside.
Right.
So that one there, is literally like.
Who knows them old-fashioned manners?
That's it.
Who actually knows those old-fashioned manners?
And respect. Yeah.
If you have a partner, significant other, if you have a lady in your life, we was always taught that they walk on the inside when you're out.
Same with the kids.
That's it. Same with the kids. Just in case, because back in the day, I'm pretty sure it was like puddles used to. No, do you know what it was?
Well,
back in the dark ages. In the dark ages, somebody scream at me in the comments if I got it. So you know they used to throw craziness out the window, hot water, feces, wee, everything out the window. Yes. So it was like the man would walk here, and then the woman would walk here. So that's it. And then on the street, it's like any kind of danger coming towards them.
Yeah,
you get hit first.
You take that first.
And that's it. And it's just an ideology. Like it's just stuck with me forever. Like that's it. So
I'm glad we got a history fact in there. I didn't really get that today, but I like it.
That's it. I'm
not with your like coming up with a verse. Do you come up with like the melody of it, or do you come up with like a line and then you follow from the lines? Or this is open to any of you, but
you know what? I would say, do you know what? It always starts with that first line. And the first line is very important because it can tell you where if your bar is going to flow, or it can tell you if it's going to be a struggle. Like, so basically your first line, you can either do, and it's like verbal diarrhea almost. It just comes out.
The tone.
It comes out, and then before you know it, you got a whole verse written. Or you can write a first bar, and then you're like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not, because the first bar, really, your first bar should always be not necessarily your best bar, but it should really set the tone. You should come out the gates like a greyhound, basically. That's because otherwise it falls flat.
What if your first line you say, I'm not feeling it? So what if this was sent to you and you didn't feel it? Do you sleep on it and then just go either come back to it or wait until it's out your head and start fresh?
Do you know what? 1,000,000%. Like if it doesn't work, I think you know yourself if it doesn't work, but you try and, because we've been doing this so long, you try and make it work. And there's ways to kind of make it work, but then you're like, do you know what? I'm gonna change this in the morning anyway, but I'm gonna keep going with it.
Sometimes you might just need to take out a letter, or not a letter, but a word. You know what I mean? Because I've had it before. I was doing a verse for one of our songs, and then I think I had like another. I said the in a space where I could have just took it out, and then you know what I mean. It just made it flow better. So it's like man's saying. So from when you know that first part, you know how it's gonna flow. So if it's not flowing, someone or yourself, you'll know, like, you know what, I'm running out of breath, or I could have started it like this and I wanted it. Because, like, for example, sorry to speak on your verse, but
go on.
You get me, like, the flow comes from the first bar as well. So it's like when we go if you did that in like then it makes you think, oh, how long will that go? And then he changes it again and then change it. And so then within the beat, and then you match that to what's going on in the beat anyway. It just gives it like, that's why some verses you can tell when someone's got like spits in one tone. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like for that as well. Yeah.
1,000,000%. See it there?
Yeah.
See it there?
When we go outside, you walk on the inside. You always give me insight. Bare lessons in this life. Keep me safe when things fly, but lay you down on the king size. And when I go anywhere, you don't need no invite. Come with me.
It change. There. Yeah. Come with me. It changes from there.
And like what I say there, like when I go anywhere, you don't need no invite. It's basically like, what's mine is yours, Mukasa, Sukasa.
Sukasa thing.
Yeah, Sukasa, Mukasa,
Come
Sukasa. Like, that's all it is. Like, you don't need an invite. It's not even like you're asking. It's like, cool, all right, where are we going? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? And it's like, even with your partner, you do have things that you do separately.
Yeah.
But when it's like events that you just know, like you want your partner to be there.
It's just like
exactly. It's like,
not
listen,
expected, but if you
that's
want to
it.
come.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
It's there for you. So that's what that is. And it's like, come with me. Like, this is like, I'm talking on the early stages of a relationship as well, because it's all new. It's brand new. It's like fresh. You're in that honeymoon stage. So it's like, come with me. We'll have fun all week. You got something right there.
Where?
Let me touch your cheek. And like, it's them things that you find cute at the start of the relationship.
Yeah.
So you might have a little bit of food there. You're like, let me get that for you.
That's
And
it.
it's
But
like,
after 2 years, that mayo,
Not
on the
that
cheek
mayo
looks a bit
is
Not
like,
everybody thinks that's cute.
Stop
Yeah.
eating that burger,
Yeah.
babe. You get me? Put it down.
jarring.
Innit?
Nah, man.
Vibe, lay it down on the king size. And when I go anywhere, you don't need no invite. Come with me.
Yeah.
We'll have fun all week. You got something right there. Let me touch your cheek. Let me wipe your tears. Run my fingers through your hair. Run your fingers through my beard. Please don't have no fear. If you feel down, then call me up.
And it's like, as you were saying, like, if you feel down, then call me up. Like, no matter what's going on, because I'm that person for you, as we were saying, and you're that person for me. So this could be like, even when you have that trust, when you build that trust with your partner, it's like, listen, if anything's going on, call me up. Because if in your daytime you may not have too many people like to speak to, that you want to speak to, that you can trust and confide in. So it's like having that person there. Listen, call me. My phone's there. If you need me, call me. Like, and that's what it is. Like, so yeah, man.
And if we go back to what we were saying earlier about switching beats or switching the flow or whatever, the track switches there.
Yeah.
Was that were you right into that switch, or was the switch afterwards?
Yeah, switch off.
Yeah.
Judgy done the switch, so that
He
was
did.
post vocal.
It was because so I think it was in there, but what Judgy did, he did the
brought the
stabs.
horns out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that added to it as well. So I think even after that, I didn't redo. I did redo the verse a couple times because I wanted to get the flavor exactly right, and especially when Judgy put on his keys, like I wanted to get it on.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to get it perfect.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a nice switch. It's a needed switch.
Judgy-
as well,
That's
I
it.
think.
Yeah.
That's it.
Judgy played keys to all the rough takes. They weren't final takes. Back
That's
then.
it. That's it. Exactly.
Run your fingers through my beard. Please don't have no fear. If you feel down, then call me up. Right now, you're getting all this love. If you need me to source it up,
Yeah, I got the sauce. Salt me.
let me feel some of that.
These are the dance moves
flawless
you
touch.
came up with.
Yeah.
What do you need? I'll get that now.
Get that now.
Yeah.
Look a little tight, I can need it out.
Yeah, dumping
Yeah.
that.
Netflix and chill on the couch right there.
Chair over there.
But me and you made a home from a house.
Yeah, man.
Ever be
That's that.
afraid
That's that.
to
It's basically just when you get really comfortable, it's like, while a long day at work, can you just get that there for me? And like, and it's all of them things. It's like vice versa. You do things for each other because like nowadays everybody is busy. You're always doing something in your day that's gonna make you tired, mentally or physically or both. So it's like when you get home, you need that kind of you need your person there for you.
Need that
And
peace.
You need that peace, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
it, man. But yeah, that's that verse in a nutshell. Was just going through the different stages and just being like the honeymoon stage to the stage where you're comfortable and it's like, listen, I've got you, you've got me.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
And then we move. There's another chorus. And then we move on to Silk's part. Unfortunately, Silk can't be here.
Yes.
But do any of you have
Season.
anything you want to add about?
Yeah, we
That is
can. Yeah, let's run it. Let's run it, man.
Run that.
You're
like my right hand, so I can't left you. Where you call from, I'ma get to. Whether want to come kiss, caress you, or hold you down, stand up, protect you.
Yeah.
Just 400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lock it there.
Yeah. What you want to say? Because it's like you're my right hand, so I can't left you.
Yeah. Even there, like the you get me the multi in that. It's just it's self-explanatory. You know what I mean? And another thing that I feel he would get, that he's not, that he would say, you know what I mean? Maybe it's my interpretation on it, but it's like in our culture, it's like one hand washes the other, so you can't have one without the other. And so it's like that's why. How could he have that hand and left this one? You know what I mean? So that's what I get from that as well. You get me?
Yeah, it's a full-blown multi.
Yeah, mad. Yeah.
This is quite interesting as well, because obviously you're speaking on behalf of him.
Yeah.
But do you ever talk about what your verse is about, or is this just?
It's mad.
Do you sit there and think,
you know?
No, it's mad you say that. Yeah,
what you've said.
It's mad you say that. Yeah, because I've even had Silqe's come into the studio before, and we've all been sat there. It's mad. Yeah, we'll be sat there doing something completely different. Silqe, and he'll start burst out laughing and look at Esa and go, I just realised what you said, you know?
Yeah.
And he'll be like, what? And he'll be like, what song? He'll be like, on that song. And I'll be like, oh, yeah. And it's like, what? And then he's like, we're just on the something else. We could be doing this. And he'll go, I just figured out what you said on Breathe, you know? What?
Yeah.
No.
It does happen, man.
So yeah, it's like that.
It's true, because it's like we don't come out ourselves. It's like a little conversation. So like even with bars, it's like we ask, oh, what did you mean by that? And then sometimes so it's like you interpret art. Once it's out there, we can interpret art however we want to, innit? So it's like sometimes it's like we ask, oh, what did you actually mean? And we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think you meant that. I think, and it's even deeper than what you thought it was. Or sometimes you get it right, and it's but it's a beautiful thing when we dissect each other's verses and whatnot. So.
I think that's quite nice, because like I'm gonna admit I'm not really a lyric person.
Yeah.
But I'll listen to songs that I've been listening to my whole life, and then suddenly it'll click and be like, oh, that's what that line means. But that's just because I haven't been listening to it. But as you guys are writing the lyrics, you must like actually think. And he's in the booth, and you're listening to him in the booth, and you're thinking, that's a sick line.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's serious.
That's it, man. That's it. Yeah, man. Let's run through the rest of the verse.
Yeah. You're like my right hand, so I can't left you. Where you call from, I'ma get to. Whether one to come kiss, caress you, or hold you down, stand up, protect you. It's 400 every measure. No playing, no jester. King to queen, something on chest, just skank it out. Don't let that fester.
Yeah, go on, son.
Obviously, there. I don't know
if
we should give away to, but obviously you said to skank it out. We don't let that fester. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Shout out Biz.
Shout out Lethal, man.
Leave it.
That's because there's a lot. Like the thing is, what he done with that bar is it's a bar that you can just sing along with, but when you listen to it over and over and over and again, it's like, wow, oh my god, what was that? What was that? And it's like,
he said a couple of things.
Said a couple of things, but for you, it's just if you're listening to it on first play, you're just like, oh yeah, that's a bar. And then you're like, oh, that's a bar.
Yeah,
that's a So
B-double-A-R.
That's it, and it's so good he had to repeat it twice, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
that's it. So yeah, run that.
Don't let that fester. You're my right hand, so I can't left you. Where you call from, I'ma get to. Whether one to come kiss, caress you, or hold you down, stand up, protect you. You get 400 every measure. No play, no jester. King to queen, something on chest, just skank it out. We don't let that fester.
You're so clever, B. I love your energy. I love the way you fuck with me and roll that pack for me. I wanna keep you safe. Cause that's what kings do.
Then do it.
Have a lazy weekend.
Lazy.
Smoking out the room. I got
Smoky.
So I don't know how much we can touch on.
Yeah,
like in terms of Ready Pop.
You can allude to, but you can't explicitly say.
That exactly.
I can allude to. Okay.
So how do you want to approach this one?
Boy. Yeah. Run that to the start of my verse again, please.
It's gonna be the interesting bit,
I love your energy.
Right.
You're so clever, B.
Cool.
I love your energy.
Let's stop it there. That's a bit. That's good. That's a nice. Right. So. Right. So for me, being in alignment is a lot to do with being happy and being aware of what you are and what stage you are. And if you've got a partner that is at a different stage to you, doesn't matter whether you feel that they're ahead of you or behind you, in if you're putting it like that, but you're able to still understand and trade Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
trade feelings and trade love and know what and understanding more time. You know what I mean?
I love the way you fuck with me and roll that pack for me. I wanna keep
Yeah,
it
well,
safe.
we'll skip
That's
past
what
that.
kings
But
do. Have a lazy
keeping safe.
weekend. Yeah. Smoking out the room, I got some plans for this evening. Body looking so
Yeah,
appealing.
you know what?
I've been waiting all night to touch each other.
Are you?
Yeah. This one I had to let you know. Anytime you need to talk, just hit me on the phone. So don't ever.
Right, so basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like this is
Basic.
like a proper sandwich.
So
it's like you
all right.
skip the middle.
Yeah,
You just go
all right.
talk about the bread.
All right, let's talk about that filling.
Wholemeal bread.
Let's talk about the filling.
You want to talk about the
Let's
filling?
talk about the filling, the spread, the eggs, and all that. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, this is how I'm gonna package it, PG style.
Mhm.
Both. Get you black. Yeah. So, after you've gone through the honeymoon stage, yeah, you might move to the kitchen. You might start making food. You know what I mean? You want to know the meals are good, fam. The meals are 10-10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you say, you know what? I'm gonna go work. I beg you, cook number 5 when I come back. That one there, it's real. I like that. That's a nice one.
That's
And they
it.
say, I appreciate that. And I appreciate that too. And that's how that one kind of goes. And then, yeah. The end. And then, yeah, the end. I'm going left with this, but it's fine. Because, yeah,
Payment, innit? Payment.
it's just what it is. You know, like that. It's
That's
like
it.
once you go past the honeymoon stage, you get to the other stage. And that's what I'm talking about.
I love that you've got in
Around.
depth with your lyrics, and then Blackz is actually like think about everything.
I'm trying to think of
That's cool,
words.
you know.
I'm like,
Well,
Exactly.
mate, it's way more cryptic trying to understand what you're saying here. than
Yeah.
just listening.
yeah. Well, you know, it's it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
And lazy weekends, you know,
That's
who
it.
doesn't want a lazy weekend? Who wants a weekend of work? You know, like that of bare work. You know?
Work.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Because that's all it is, you know. I don't even know if my mic is like. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah.
Is it blessed? Yeah. It sounds better. Yeah. There you go. There you go. It's like because like we've been both waiting all night to touch each other.
Yo.
How you meaning? Yeah.
Pause.
That's it. Yeah. You gotta pause that. We gotta pause that from the perspective of Blackz. Yeah. Talking to
Yeah.
his counterpart.
Yeah. So,
He's-
you know,
he's-
you might be on stage. You
That's
might
it.
be on stage doing a thing. You might be a guitarist. You might be a drummer. Yeah. You might just be the guy that puts the mic on the thing. Yeah. But you might be looking down at your counterpartner and say, yo, look at the time. But we don't finish till 10:30. It's all 7 o'clock. We still got time. That's all right.
That's it.
But just know, I'm
Got you.
Nice.
That's
up
it.
there.
PG.
Let's move on to stuff that you can actually like
Yeah. Sorry.
explicitly talk about.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Nah.
Because this is coming to the last chorus, isn't it?
And it's just back to the hook again, isn't it?
Yeah, back to the hook.
But anything that you need, tell me and you shall receive. Boy, yeah. Blessing from kings to queens, don't ever be afraid.
I don't know if I asked this earlier as well, but like after you've all laid your verses, do you ever listen to it and go, actually, that one should be the first verse?
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
100.
Like you might have started it and it might have just been like too weak of a start.
Yep.
Almost. Or,
No, a million
Did that with
percent.
How You Mean, innit?
Yeah. Yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
I came in last on that, and then, excuse me, everyone was like, nah, that needs to be at the start from the way that. Yeah, that was.
is that a matter of re-recording things or is it a matter of just
Arrangement.
switch it
Slide
over?
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Because it's all to do with energy at the same time. Like, do you want energy in the middle of a track where it's a more slow? It's slow,
like a crescendo type of
Yeah,
thing.
that's it. Or do you want to come out the gates? Do you want to come out the gates like a madman, or do you want to finish the track like, bam,
Yeah.
just hit you in your
So
face?
People want to stay and then be like, this is the part.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. It's all depends on like it all depend. As you said, when we hear the track all together, it's like okay, cool. I don't know if that sounds right there. Let's move that around and even subby with the arrangement sometimes. Like what he will do is be like, all right, let's drop that there. Let's add something here. Let's add a little. And what does Silqe call the bits that he puts the little
the sprinkles.
The sprinkles.
Sprinkles. You got to add some sprinkles.
Yeah. That's it. Explain the sprinkles though, King, man.
Go on, sir.
They're transitions. So, you know, when you get to the end of one part, you either leading up to a bridge or a pre-hook bridge or straight into the verse. You kind of break everything down so it can come back in with a bang on the drop. And in that space, you got to have some little... But that work with the music, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we call them sprinkles.
Yeah. Is that like a completely after everything else is done sort of thing? Is that, this bit needs a riser? Or
the sprinkles normally come last, but sometimes, like, with a riser, normally that idea will be part of the production. Like, the sprinkles normally go where you're taking stuff out. So you're removing stuff, and like, whereas a riser, but depending on the riser, I guess. See the wordplay there? See that people riser?
Riser.
Subtle hints, isn't it?
Yeah. But, no. Those ones are normally part of production, but not always. Like, I mean, the subtle risers are still sprinkles. So, yeah, I think I've said riser enough times now.
Anything else you want to add about the track, or?
This would officially be our first love song. We haven't written a love song before.
Yeah. But we've got Bear in the locker there.
Exactly.
So is this the first one, or is like
one of?
Yeah. So this is the first one that people will probably hear. Yeah, because we've back in the day we were a bit too, you know,
laddish.
A bit too, bit too well, we were very militant political, and then we were too like peace signs in the air, and
everyone happy, skipping ropes, conkers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What are those daffodils?
Daffodils. Bare wishes, guys.
Yeah.
You get me? Nobody's sweeping this up.
That's it.
Yeah,
but we
confetti.
That's it.
Nobody's sweeping.
That's it. But that's just one aspect of life, and then like we are called only speak positive, but that's just a mantra.
Yeah.
So it's just always having your head like if you can speak positive, do speak positive.
Yeah.
But it's like within that comes truth, and within truth you have bad and good, and you have to explore every aspect of life, which is life is like Blackz was saying the other day. He heard like even life is like a roller coaster. It goes up or down, up or down, up or down. See the heart monitor. So if you're literally, if there's no peaks or dips, you're flatline.
Yeah,
everything's dead.
There's no happiness in just, if everything was nice around you, you wouldn't appreciate nothing.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's it, man.
Everything's subjective.
I see what you did there, man.
You see the multi there.
Doing it again. He's doing it again.
Subject.
Yeah. See.
So like, what made "Call Me" the love song that made it?
Oh, good question. You know,
like you say you got quite a few in the can.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah. Why "Call Me"?
Cool. You know what? Because like okay.
Because we picked
right. You see, first. "Call Me." Yeah. No. You see, like this. Yeah. You can't go in just having a full mad coffee machine. You have to go Costa first. Yeah. And then once you go Costa, you go, you know what?
Well, make sure you like the coffee.
Yeah, the coffee, they're nice, but I wonder let me go into the big center and see what's going on. Then you see the big things and you're like, yo, these lot have got some real good products here. This latte here, real good. So yeah, that's what we're saying. So this one's a kind of just a starter, and when you get into the main kind of catalogue of what we've got there, it makes sense. Because like we're saying, we're telling like a story here, like how Esa said, it's like the honeymoon phase. It's a kind of that nice beginning stage, but when you get further into things, obviously certain things start to develop, to then other things can be spoken about, which then, like Esa saying as well, where you got the good and the bad, so you can talk about certain subjects.
And you've got a great music video to go along with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
Shout out Smiley Smugs.
Smiley on that.
I'll link that at the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to wrap "Call Me" up, is there each of you, have you got a favourite part of the track?
Ooh. Do you know what? Mine just has to be, it's the hook, because for me, that's what stays in my head.
Yeah.
That's what stays in my head. Like, I go down the road and I'm like singing it, subconsciously. Like, and it's like, yeah, it just stays, man. It's what built the track, and it's like, yeah, that's what stays in my head for me.
Yeah, man. No, same for me. It's that hook and the melody more time, like that. Just that vibe. Like sometimes I won't even have the lyrics. I'll just be humming the like the stems. You know what I mean? And then I'll just be there thinking, rah, like that's mad. And then it's a vibe, man. It's a real.
My favourite part's when it got sent off from Armstrong. Because I never listen to the track in whole. Like I'm always analysing the track. Does that work? And then when I am checking if something misses the flow, I'm actually not listening to the track at all. It's in the background. So it's only once everything's agreed, that's gone to mastering, there's naffle I can do now. I'll go listen to the mix that I've sent to mastering and I'll be like, oh, there's like loads I've missed, especially like 90% of the lyrics I don't even get until it's finished, and I'll hear it and I'll be like, rah. Like, how many times a tune's been released and then I come rate you, man, for certain lyrics.
Yeah. That's
straight over my head because I'm just there again and again and again and again and again.
No, for real.
Working on it.
For real.
How long was it off for mastering?
How long did it take
after when you sent it? How long was it until you heard it back again? Because it was it one of those things where you had to remove yourself?
It's normally a couple of weeks turnaround, but once I've sent the file, I can then listen to the file I've sent with the same, like I'm now listening to it as a tune, as opposed to like it's too late, I can't do anything. It's been sent already, so if I do notice something, it's tough. So that's when my mindset changes and I get to listen to it properly. And then normally when it comes back from mastering, I go back to a critical mind and be like, I would have changed that.
Nice. Well,
that's it.
This has been mint.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed this. This is the first one. I'm hoping this is going to be like a series. So at some point you guys might be able to come back.
Jaji, we will be invoicing you.
Wang,
and also Riser, that's what is it, £2.50 per mention. Want to get a few more? I'm getting a few more.
That's 200 at the end of this.
250, but
Riser.
Have you got anything you're looking forward to, or you want to shout out or anything?
Shout out Riser. Shout out everybody that's worked with us in 2020 up to now.
Definitely.
Shout out everybody that's gonna be working with us. Shout out Lou. Shout out the Papers them.
Yes.
Shout out Moods. Shout out my brothers them.
Yes.
Yeah, Ashley and Blackz they're there. Yeah, shout out the fam. Shout out Doe Gang. Shout out my brother Screech. Yeah, we're up.
That's it. And just watch out for this year. It's gonna be a nice
a creative year. We've got a lot of content coming, you know. Nice.
I'm looking forward to the video on the next release.
That's it.
That's also, there's another curveball coming.
Yeah,
not sure when this is gonna drop. If it's before or after. But you'll know what I'm on about when it
comes.
Drop in.
And it's like Alexa.
Yeah. Alexa.
It's Alexa.
Yeah.
How did the hipster burn their lips?
Yo.
I translated.
Alexa.
How did the hipster burn their lips?
They drank their coffee before it was cool.
Oh my God. I wish I never asked now.
Yeah.
I wish I never asked. That's it.
But yeah, shout out to Silqe as well. I don't know if you shouted Silqe out.
Yeah, shout Silqe out, man.
Hold tight, Silqe.
Silqe.
But yeah, thanks for coming.
Blessings, Harrison. Man.
Appreciate
Thanks for having us.
Nah, it's been a pleasure, man. This has been meant. But yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah, I don't know how to close this off, to be honest. We'll be back with another one. The next one will be a music meetup. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. See you later.
Pesh without the wang. Pesh.